Hello, hello, hello. My name is Audrey Hamilton. I am the Entrepreneurial Assistant. I'm a business coach, network marketer, and a virtual project manager. And tonight with me, I have Kari Miranda. So,
Hello.
Kari and me have been working together for a little while, and she is literally the happiest person I know.
That's awesome.
So, or one of them anyway, besides my kids. But anyhow, so I thought it would be a great time to talk about how to become a happypreneur. So, Kari, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself, what you like, what your kind of some of your dislikes are, like if you whatever, just random facts about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me. And I'm glad that you think I'm a happy person. I absolutely love when we have our chats and your kids are online with us because I feel like that just makes the happy come out. It's so awesome. Those are lucky moments for me. Anyway, I just had a birthday this week. I'm 54 years old.
Whoop, whoop.
Married, whoop, whoop, second marriage. We have a blended family of 3 adult children. We're grandparents. Our grandson is just under a year old. And gosh, I love to travel. We have an RV. We love to go RVing. I love my dog. He sits in my office with me. I had to make sure he's quiet because he would possibly bark with us. So yeah, I mean, I'm all things beauty and happiness, and that's it. Yeah. I could go on and on.
Awesome.
I'm gonna let you ask questions because I'll
Awesome.
keep going.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay.
How did you get to where you are now?
Okay.
What made you to become such a happy person?
Yeah. I don't know what made me a happy person. No, actually I do. So let's just go back. I was raised an only child, so I'm an only oldest, if that makes sense. So my parents divorced, and so I have some step brothers. They're half brothers, really. So they are like 19 and 25 years old, younger than me. So I was definitely raised an only child, and of course, went through life's traumas that any young child would go through with divorce and the things. There was just some traumatic times in my life. I think being an only child, I had to really learn myself, and I had a lot of quiet and alone time to just really learn myself. And I was an observer in a big way, and I saw families, and I saw people, and I saw kind of what I wanted to be like and what I didn't want to be like, and what I wanted my life to be like and what I didn't want my life to be like. And so I think that's kind of what like molded me from back then. As far as business goes, I've just always had that entrepreneurial mindset. And I think that was just God's gift to me. And I mean, going back even to like, goodness, we're talking high school. I was always trying to turn anything into some form of a business. So I won't go back forever. But so like when I was married in my early 20s with my first husband, we started many businesses, like any and everything that I was attracted to in some way, I would find a way to turn it into a business. He was a contractor. I helped him build a business. We played softball, league nights. We created a sportswear line, and we were selling those. When we had our daughter, we got those big giant fish tanks. Next thing you know, I am like a wholesale fish vendor. Like, I mean, just everything that I could do, and I could literally keep going on and on. But I can see how like anything can turn into like a business and money. Like as long as you have some heart behind it, you can be successful at it.
Yeah.
So that was that. I was married young, had kids, in my early 20s. And for a second there, I felt like I kind of lost that drive within me, my own self, and got nervous. I really felt like, oh my gosh, we need security. We need, to put money away for retirement. And I need to have sick leave in case the kids get sick. Cause you don't work, you don't get paid if you're an entrepreneur. Right. And I wanted to have the benefits and just, I was really nervous about not feeling secure at that time. And so I actually took on some like safe jobs, I guess you would say. I worked for the government, and I was straight up miserable, like just completely miserable. I would daydream, stare out the window and think like there's so much life outside of these windows and these walls. Like I got to get out there and start living and being me. So I was probably kind of living that for about 6-7 years and successful. I'm a hard worker and I have a good work ethic. I just was promoting in an area that I didn't want to like live forever. But what did I want to do? Like, I was like, I feel like it's a blank slate. Like, we all get to pick what we want to do. So what did I want to do? So I kind of dug into my childhood self. And I remembered writing a paper in middle school that I wanted to be a hairstylist when I grew up, and why I wanted to do that. It was the
Oh,
opposite, right? I wanted to help people feel beautiful on the outside. I wanted to help them feel beautiful on the inside. And I just was like, if I, die without the know-how, I'm going to die an unhappy person. I literally said those words to my husband. I'm like, if I don't learn how to cut hair legally, like the right way, I'm going to die an unhappy person. Somehow we made it work. I ended up going to beauty college at 31 years old. And that started like everything for me right then. Like, I was stepped into my like authentic building a business, building it the way I wanted to build it. It was amazing. Like, I could say in that I never had a bad day at work. I never regretted waking up and going to work. Like, go play hooky.
that's good.
I loved it so much. I also eventually found myself in a divorce though, too. And it had no reason to do with my business. He was very successful in his. I was very successful in mine. We just had differences on our lifestyle and our choices of how we were going to live our futures. So we actually were very amicable, but we did end up in divorce. So then I find myself as a single mom. We had some shared custody, but now I'm kind of new at this business and I'm building my business on my own, and the money was scary, and I don't have the security and the benefits and all that stuff. But guess what I did? I figured it out. I did. I literally figured it out. And I think for me, which is why I life coach now, is because during my journey of figuring life out and totally creating it how I wanted it to be, I was sharing this with all the people that I encountered in the chair. So I feel like I was like coaching from behind the chair for 20 years. And my clients named me their therapist. And I remember so many times. Like, I mean, I just had an open door policy with my clients, and I would get text messages, about relationship issues or, health and wellness issues. And what did you say again at the appointment? And can I come see you before my next appointment? And, can I come visit in between? So it was like, I knew I was doing something really well for them. And I also knew that I was growing myself this way too. So, I did that for over 20 years, and I was, hairdressers, you can only do it for so long. It's a physical job. And so it was kind of taking a toll on my body. So my mindset was, when I turned 50, I was going to retire from hair and refire into something else. But I just didn't know what, I didn't know. So I'm the kind of person, and this is like a fun fact about me. I have like they call them the bucket list. I don't like to think of that like I'm dying my bucket list, but my things I want to do in life, and I'm going to do them all. Like, I'm going to, and I've done them. I wanted my real estate license. I didn't know if I wanted to be a realtor, but I just really wanted to be the first person that passed the test and walked out of the room with a passing grade. And I did. I wanted to be a travel agent. I wanted to be a travel agent because I love to travel. And I'm like, how fun is that to book vacations for people? But then I realized I really wanted to be on vacation with them and not, send them off without me. And so anything that I wanted to do, I've sought out and did it. And it might have meant like I was working a full-time job doing hair, and then I was taking some college classes, or I was, studying for my travel agent. That's just who I am. So I get to the end of my career doing hair at 50, and I'm like, oh, wow, what do I really want to do? It's not just like I have my real estate license. I didn't love that. And no offense to any of the realtors out there, it is a beautiful job. I get that. So much reward in that industry. But for me, it was a nights and weekends job. And I didn't work nights and weekends, even as a hairstylist. So I wasn't about to give up my nights and weekends. So truthfully, the natural next step was to become a life coach. And that's what I did. I'm like, I've already been coaching for 20 years behind the chair, and it just makes sense that I would professionalize myself, get certified, really learn how to deliver a a coaching session and create a coaching program and do that. So that's what I did. At the same time, I started my life coaching, my certification program in 2020. I also fell into a network marketing opportunity that I did not see coming at all, because I am all things beauty, being a cosmetologist for over 20 years and no longer doing hair. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I ordered myself some skincare because it's just what I am. It's who I am. It's what I do. And I found something that I've never even experienced in my life. It was like game changing for my skin. And I started sharing it with the world. And so now I'm a top leader with my skincare company, and they go hand in hand. I mean, I'm just here to make women feel beautiful and look beautiful. Yeah.
To also share too, I'm not very much of a network marketer as much a ton, but this is a company I actually like.
Right.
Too. I've used their skincare products. It's helped my hair actually get like shinier. Yeah. I have dark spots under my eyes normally, and it was really bad a few months ago because I was staying up late and stuff, and I've seen results with that. I also have large pores. I love these products.
Yeah, it's it's finding the right products and finding the right products. So this is what I love about this particular line. If you want to talk about that for a second, but it's with skin, we all have different biological skin. Like, we're just made differently, and so everybody's targeted issues are different. It's not a one size fits all world. I say that all the time in my coaching. I can't give a piece of advice to one person and have it be necessarily totally universal. Like, people will appreciate it, but does it apply? So same with skincare. It's like, you've got to use certain steps and you have to use certain ingredients that work for your skin. And I said, that's when you figure out and learn more about your actual skin and the large pores, or what you need to work on. And then you find the products with the ingredients. And that's what this company was all about. So I was just like, it was nailed the first time. And so I've been sharing it now for 3 years and just continuously growing and changing lives, which I truly know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. So you fell into, you said you got like kind of smacked on the side with network marketing. How though exactly did you get smacked on the side? What was like, how did that happen? What inspired you to make you do it? Yeah.
So, okay. So like I said, I was going to quit doing hair when I turned 50. And I turned 50 September of 19. And what happened right after that? Within 6 months, we were in COVID shutdown, right? And so I knew I was going to quit doing hair, but I wasn't going to quit working. And all of a sudden I had to. I couldn't work anymore. And so, I mean, it was kind of an emotional battle with me. Like, I almost felt like I had to grieve it. I knew I was going to grieve it anyway, because I truly loved all my clients. My clients booked a whole year ahead every year for 20 years. Like, they would be like, do you have your book for next year yet? And I'm like, I'm going to do it in October. So every October I'd sit down for a whole weekend and I would write out a list, and like your name would be on the top, and I'd give you your whole appointments for the year. Here's your appointments for the year. And, if you need to make any changes, we'll work it out. That was part of, I'm sure we'll get into this, but that was part of what I coach on, and how you create your own life. You build your business around what you want your life to look like. I told every person in my chair when they were going to come see me every year or every month, or, however it worked around my schedule. So I marked out all my time first. I did everything with me first. So COVID took all that away. And I was like, what do I do with myself? No. And I think because I really just didn't know yet what I wanted to do. I just wasn't sure. So truthfully, you want to know what I did? I did a lot of self-care in the way of looking inside myself. I did a lot of Bible studies. My couch was like books and workbooks, and like getting to know myself and taking all those fun tests that we take. And, like I know what fuels me, but I can't do it anymore. Like, not like I did. And so I just wasn't sure. So I said, I'm going to do this for me. And I Googled mature oily skin. And because, for anybody that doesn't know this, when you have oily skin, typically you are paired with acne prone products because oil equals acne most of the time. And so I wasn't fighting acne, but I had oily skin. So I ordered I Googled this, and up comes this company. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've never seen this before, like never. So I did a little research. I ordered a kit, a box. And so I get this box with a few products in it, and immediately saw results with 3 of the products I fell in love with right away, and immediately saw results. And I was like, oh, this is fun. I really like this stuff. Maybe I can do some like porch drops and get some samples and do some porch drops to all my clients because it's COVID, and could not figure out how to order, couldn't figure anything out. I called the 800 number and I was like, hi, my name is Kari Miranda. I'm in Sacramento, California. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and I ordered your skincare about a month ago and I'd like to order some samples and I just don't really understand how to do this. I'm thinking I'm tech savvy enough. I should figure it out. I hear someone on the phone go, I'll take this call. So somebody was in training, right? And it was the CEO of the company. And we had a
I'm sorry. I love that. I love this. This isn't your typical someone sent me this idea and stuff. I'm like,
this is not normal. And it's a story. It's a true story. That's a story. Like everyone's like, we love your story. This is crazy. She's adorable. She's amazing. She's like, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, but you don't know you're like an advisor with our company. And I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means, And so she explains things to me. She says someone's going to give me a call in a while to kind of go over like what this actually means. And so you all know, if anybody's in network marketing of any kind and you've been doing it for any length of time, 2020, like that changed the game a lot in network marketing. People were not doing parties, people were not going to people's houses or seeing. It was all social selling. It was all direct sales through social media. And this was new to me, totally new to me. And then it was, this transition was happening at the same time. So anyway, long story short on that, I got a little information about what I was actually doing and how to do it. And I had nothing else going on in my life. And I was intrigued. And so I just dove in. I'm like, well, I love the product, so I'm going to start telling people. So I just dove in. And here I am now. I lead a large team, was on stage for sales. Like it just happened. And I love it so much. At the same time, I had enrolled in my life coaching certification program. So that was, also building a coaching business on social media. So these are kind of going parallel with each other as far as learning how to do the social selling and learning how to become an entrepreneur with this avenue versus what I was doing before. So it was different. So they've gone hand in hand. And they really do completely represent me. I'm still all things beauty. I'm not doing hair anymore, although I get calls all the time, like asking about hair. I think you and I have even had conversations about recommendations.
Yeah. Last time I got my haircut, the first day I freaked out because I thought that it looked like a Christmas tree. And then I tried to lighten it with hair things and it started turning slightly orange. And then it also didn't work. It stopped. I'm like, yeah,
right.
No, never again. I will never try that to dye my hair ever again.
Yeah.
Cutting my hair though, I mean, I like how it turned out.
I can do tutorials right here. We can Zoom tutorials. I can I can even have you color your hair.
Tell me. Guide me, tell me. Don't make me look like a clown.
I have highlighted hair like at a family member's house in another state. Of course, I didn't take any of my stuff with me, somebody wanted highlights. And so I'm like, okay, so we need tinfoil from the kitchen. Do you have a basting brush? I have a basting brush. I'm like, okay. And we literally, I highlighted highlights in this person's hair with like a kitchen basting brush or barbecue brush and foil. It works. I can make it happen. I can make anything happen. But creative. Yeah, so what I'm doing now, when I was exiting out of the hair industry and that job that I loved, I had my own salon, you know how I handled my books, my clients, they were mine. I was really afraid that I wasn't going to feel fulfilled again. I would say I'm too young to quit working. I guess I could retire, but I truly know I never will, whether it's volunteer work or, as long as I can pour into other people, I will never stop. Like, it's just who I am.
Yeah.
So I decided, like, let's see, I don't know when. That bucket list thing I'm talking about, I wanted to do this, and I've done it all. And there really wasn't anything left on my list, except I always wanted to be the wise. Like, the wise was the word. And it was because I remember going on Christian retreats and these women's retreats for weekends. And I would go, and I was a young mom, and these elder women would just pour into me, and they would spew wisdom out of their mouth, and their Bibles were highlighted and messy, and it was awesome. And I was just in awe at how they were calm. They were calm. I was like a young crazy mom.
You're still,
like,
you're still okay. Let me clear things up. You're still crazy.
I know, okay.
Crazy happy, but yeah, you're not. You have a lot of,
I'll take it.
You have just as much energy as I do, and I'm 22.
Yeah. Well, I just, I do have a sense of calm over me, though. And it's the calm I'm talking about is, I know during those times I was kind of wound up, as a single mom, and I was wound up. My job was really great. It was really fun. But, if I didn't work, I didn't get paid. And I always said I was like one broken wrist away from being homeless. That's how I felt. And so I was still always in the back of my mind. I still had this like little protection mode, and, just still nervous. And hello, I wanted to get married again someday. And so the only way to do that is to put yourself out there and date. And that's not always great. And so I was a little wound up sometimes, Yeah. And so, but I made it, and it was because I was really intentional about what I really wanted in my life. And I now feel like I'm on that journey to be the wise, for others. Like, that's almost makes me well up a little bit, but I just love, and I journaled this morning, like, something I know about me is that when, and I got a call today, I get a frantic phone call from somebody, and I can just say, sometimes it's my voice, or sometimes it's just saying like, okay, calm down, take a breather. Let's talk this through. And then, they're fine. And then the next call 20 minutes later, like, oh my God, this just happened. I'm so excited. I'm like, this is awesome,
Yes.
Because it can be awesome.
Yes.
But I know we get in our heads. So if I can grow up and be the wise for other people for the rest of my life, I'm a forever learner, and I'm always in my Bible. So, there's always new information in there. Same always information, but you see it differently.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's, yeah.
And that you're just saying that leads perfectly into the next question I have. If you had a Bible verse that matches your business, what would it be?
Easy peasy. Again, it matches my business, but it matches me. I am my business. So, and it's been with me from the beginning of time. Proverbs 13:20. Obviously it's said many different ways with different versions of the Bible, but walk with the wise, remain wise. Walk with the fool, suffer harm. And so what that means to me, it means a lot of things to me, but it means understand that you are you. And when you're in regards to business, when you're building your business, you have to be authentic to who you are. And if you allow an outside influence to come in that isn't aligned with your values and your beliefs, you're going to get off track, and you aren't going to be so when I say successful, I mean like successful, meaning to me, success is that like content, peaceful confidence that you're just solid. You're just happy. You're solid. You're doing life right. Your business is good. Your marriage is good. Your money's good. Your kid, like, you just know you're doing life right. What that also means to me, that Bible verse, is there are a lot of people that don't share the same beliefs or have the same wisdom over what Jesus says, over the Bible, over that. And that's my truth. That's my belief. And it's not my job to let these unwise people, as I'll call them, distract me, you know? So that Bible verse is always right here. And when I see people kind of getting, wonky in a conversation, or they're, getting heightened up on things, I just have to remember, like, we aren't the same.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let it get to me. I've got to stay in my lane, and I've got to stay on track with my vision, my goals. And I take all of that from my Bible studies and my beliefs. And yeah. That's my verse.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So do I.
So what do you feel is the leading cause for women entrepreneurs to not be their happiest self?
I kind of like what I just said. I think what leads them to not be their happiest self would be that lack of authenticity. And that comes from a couple things. Comparisonitis,
No.
especially building businesses on social media, right? Like, I mean, hello, let's just get lost in the scroll and let's just see, when you're building a business and you're doing what's called like attraction marketing, you want people to be attracted to you, right? Like, and some people go that extra mile and put inauthentic stuff out there, and you don't know what's real, what's not real anymore. And then you start comparing yourself to things. And I am all about being inspired by others. Absolutely have people in your life that are ahead of you to grow from, to learn from, to model. You know what you want your life to look like. I mean, that has to be a closed-eyed conversation with yourself. I always say this, like, when your head's on your pillow at night, you know what you want, like in all areas of your life. And as soon as you wake up, if you start comparing yourself to other people, we can't all be the same. And so I think that causes a lot of unhappiness in women's business building. And I think it stunts people's growth in their business building too. I think a lot of people get so caught up in it that they just like shut down, and then they don't keep going. And so on that note, having your vision mapped out for what you really want your business to look like, which again, I say, really, what do you want your whole life to look like? Because your business is going to bring in that income that's going to provide the life that you want. What do you want all that to look like? And if you struggle with it, you've got to have all the things in place to keep you, to keep you going. Have your routines to keep your eyes on the prize. Have everything in your face, sticky notes all over the walls. These are things I learned as a young mom. Yeah. And these women's retreats, I mean, these wise women at these Christian retreats that I used to attend were doing the sticky note thing before sticky notes were cool. Okay. We're talking inside your kitchen cabinet signs like, you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are rich, you can make the bills this month, you can do, all these things. And I heard this back then. And then, now when we get into entrepreneurship and we're getting into all these trainings and they're talking about affirmations and you're talking about things, it's the same stuff, just done differently. And someone is speaking up. And so that is my other tidbit of advice for happiness, if I can give a third, is talk. Definitely talk, meaning don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't live in your head. That is huge. That is key. I just think there's so many people, men too, I know, but women who think they're the only ones that have X, Y, or Z going on in their lives, or they're the only ones that are tripped up and can't make a decision on something. And really, we are also similar in this, that I really think that be vulnerable and speak up, like use your voice. Definitely think so. Mm-hmm.
Something I'm still working on.
Yeah. Well, you've got to find trusted, sources to be willing to be vulnerable with. I mean, that's the truth. I just did a post recently about the 3 people you need to have in your circles. One is people that share your values and beliefs. Like, these are the people that you can trust. It's like the 5 people you surround yourself, or the 5 people that you're going to become. But have people a few steps ahead of you, and then also have a few people steps behind you, so that you can have the opportunity to serve and mentor people too. I just think that's really important. So finding your tribe and making sure that one of those people is definitely someone that you feel safe talking to about anything. Judgment-free zone.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's exactly what is needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would you suggest to someone who's like frustrated and just wants to give up, besides affirmation? You mentioned affirmations, but are there any other things you would suggest to anyone who's like really frustrated?
Yeah.
Especially like wanting to give up in their business?
Yeah, that's definitely take a step back. I've done this. I mean, I've done it firsthand, where you're frustrated and you're just like, I can do this. I got to do this. I'm going to build this. I can keep going, and you're just really kind of chasing your tail. And that's where the frustration comes in. You're not seeing results. Then you question yourself, all the things. Step back. I would say just step away from it. I mean, if it's like an immediate thing, like if it's at your desk, like go outside and get some fresh air. Like you got to go become one with nature. Like that's a must.
Something. Yeah, something. Get away.
Like walk away. And I mean, if you have to, shut it down for a full day or a full weekend, or take that sabbatical time that you really need to like regroup and for me, I'm going to get with God. And really give it up. Really just say, I'm yours. Do what you want with me. Because really, we're all in businesses of some kind, whether it's a product we have, something we can do to change life. We're all here to serve. And if that is your true gift, whatever it is, whether you build ink pens for a living, this is to serve somebody, right? To write, like, or a life coach like me who talks for a living. I've got words to share, but I've got skincare to share. We all have something, but we're all serving people. And so if you're busy building, and you're looking at that as you're kind of result oriented into like what's for you, and you're not getting the results you want, you got to walk away and remember, what are those big picture results that you want, which is your mission, which is changing the lives of others because you have the most amazing pen in the world, right? Or, you're a problem solver. And
okay, I gotta say something. I have that exact same pen.
Well, I actually do. I think because we're just
an amazing pen.
Entrepreneurial women. Did you say make it happen?
Yes.
I also shop on Amazon.
Yeah, we all shop on Amazon. I mean, I got exactly from there. I got the 16 pen set. I think my favorite one was "You got this." That's like my phrase, and so that's the one I use the most. But yeah, I got the same exact pen.
Exactly. Make it happen. I mean, I got this from.
You're a star.
Yeah,
I got that exact same pen set, and so you're waving around I got the pens.
Okay, so was this person not brilliant? I mean, this is pretty wild, and I'm using it as an example. So going back to like a frustration is just to take a step back and revisit your why, revisit your big vision as to why are you doing what you're doing in the first place. And then I think people get really tripped up on, well, squirreling is really bad. First of all, like you know me, I'm idea girl, right? Like, I have to just write my ideas down and not build on them. Like I have to save them for later. Stay focused. Like it goes back to like, what do you really want? And what's one thing you can do right now? Right. And they build upon each other. And the next thing you know, oh my gosh, you just did it. You're there. And so giving yourself grace to not be perfect today, not have it done today, but don't ever quit. Be willing to pivot. But go back to that vision. And sometimes I think pivoting, we think we need to pivot when we've taken our eyes off of our vision.
Yes.
What makes us think we need to pivot? Because we saw something shiny somewhere else that is attracting us. And that comparison, right? So no, what is your vision, your authentic you,
Yes. So do you want to tell us about your program and the company?
Well, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So this is, I'm just a really good example, I think, of taking the long road. I started this in 2020, right? And I got certified with my life coach. I went to oh my gosh, I can't think of the life coaching program that I went through. Health and Life Coach Institute. I think they changed the name. It was Health Coach Institute, now it's Health and Life Coach Institute. So I'm technically certified in health coach, life coach, relationship coach. I've taken it a step further, and I've done some courses specifically on happiness, which is a lot of brain science work, because our brain is crazy amazing. And yeah, so I am the Happy Life Girl on Instagram, and I call myself a Happy Life Coach. And the reason that comes is that there's a bunch of reasons. So I was a doodler in high school and stuff, and I always doodled happy daisies. That was just my thing. Little flowers with a happy face. I always thought if I ever got a tattoo in my life, it was going to be a happy face. Okay. Like happy faces were always my thing. Well, this is, I'm going to get a little vulnerable with you here, but this is the true story. When I was doing hair for all those years, I could see a lot of people weren't happy. Right. But from behind the chair, I could see where just one tweak in their life would make a huge difference in their happiness. But we are so close. We are so close in the game. This is always my analogy. Like you're on the field and you've got the ball and you can't see because all these players are coming at you. You don't even know who's open out there. And I'm sitting up in the stands going, oh my gosh, take 2 steps to the right and throw it. And he's going to catch it and life is great. And you're going to be happy again. Like you need an outsider to look in. You just do. You need an outsider. You're living in your head. You can't figure it out yourself. You need an outsider, someone who is a non-biased person that can really, truly, judgment-free, help you. And I, a lot of times was, close with my clients, and I was giving them some tidbits and tips. But then I started recognizing that they were coming back and saying thank you. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm onto something, And then right before COVID happened, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do, my son, he really struggled with our divorce. So he was 3 when we got a divorce. He had a really hard time, just all the years, just feeling loved. And there was just a lot of emotional impact on him all the way through high school. I mean, I'm sure he's still to this day, he's 22 now, but at 19 years old, he had a job interview. And he came home. He's like, yeah, they gave me a homework assignment. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And he's like, I got to write out my 5-year plan. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I want to see what your 5-year plan is. Like, type it up and send it to me, So he emails me, a 5-year plan. And he had all these little bullet points. And it was like 3 months, 6 month, 12 month, 3-year, 5-year, something like that. And he had college plans and he had plans with his girlfriend. And he just had all these really great plans. But the very last bullet in each area said, be happy. And I'm like, oh, he's just like his mom. He just wants to always be happy. Not recognizing that I was missing a signal that he wasn't happy. He wanted to be happy. And probably like literally within 30 days, he had a breakdown and ended up hospitalized for 5 days. Over not feeling loved. He wasn't happy. It was traumatic. It was really bad. And so it was just all these things. And I'm like, he just doesn't even know. Like, life doesn't have to be this hard. Life is hard. It can be hard, but it's not him. It's how he's reacting to it all. And that's when everything started with, COVID shut down right then. And that's when this all started. And I'm like, I know I can help people find their peace and happiness and that contentment and that fulfillment in their lives. So that's my long version. So my program is a 12-week program for women who basically feel stuck in their lives, who don't feel happy and fulfilled. A lot of women know why that is and are ignoring it. A lot of women don't have a clue what's got them down. I would say these are the women who are overthinking in the shower and don't sleep at night because they can't stop thinking on their pillow. Like nobody else really is in on this. Only they know, it's that stuff. Yeah. And so my program really helps them kind of dive into what's currently going on and what they really, really, really want their life to look like. And like I've said, I'm a big fan of, what do you want your whole life to look like? What do you want your spiritual life to look like? What do you want your health to look like? What do you want your relationships to look like? Your joy? What do you want to do for fun in your life? So we just like kind of dig into it, but it's not in a really overwhelming way. So we focus on one thing at a time, and we kind of got one thing we're going to start with, and then we do weekly sessions. We do baby steps with what's attainable. I work with the clients and we work together. A lot of it is, me asking the right questions and them coming back with like the answer that they know they need to be doing, or they know needs changed, or whatever. So for 12 weeks, we do this together. We're growing. And every week I give a new training on something. So it could be anything from, speaking kindly to yourself, to eliminating self-sabotage, to, forgiveness, eating healthy, some self-care. There's just, you're going to pick up these habits of happiness. That's what I call it, for 12 weeks. At the same time, you're doing work every week, and with accountability and support by me in a very loving and judgment-free way. Some of the feedback I've gotten is like, Kari's really gentle when she keeps you in line, she does it in a loving way.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Exactly. Some people are rough. Some people are like, I don't know, just like, oh my word, I feel like I'm terrible. I feel like I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
I find that a kind of accountability.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just here for them. That's just it. I'm here for them. And I mean, I'm always a person that, like, if I pick up a book and I get one nugget out of it, it was a good book, and I remember those things. If you do something, so my goal is to just give them a bunch of nuggets, a bunch of nuggets, and actually see some progression in their lives as we go through these 12 weeks. And that's my coaching program. It's really awesome. I've seen some really good results from it. I've worked on anything from like marital issues to, I had a client who, she didn't know what her problem was. So we kind of had to dig deep. And she wasn't getting up and brushing her teeth in the morning. She was depressed, but those are the things you got to figure out. I'm not the doctor, but I can sure say, you need to make a doctor's appointment and let's do this. So some of her homework was get up, brush your teeth, and put some mascara on and start to feel pretty, and then I've got big, so everybody's a different stage in their life. So, and then the skincare, just, that in itself is, again, life-changing for so many people. I changed my son. He got rid of his adult acne. And it wasn't just a couple months ago, one of his best friends was like, I want what he has. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, his skin is so beautiful. I was like, I have pimples. Help me. But the truth of the matter is, anybody that has severe acne has confidence issues. It can tear you down. Same with aging, same with sun damage, same with melasma, same with a lot of things. So these are things that we get to fix. And when I see that and I hear these people just loving who they see in the mirror, like literally loving their skin, that makes, that fulfills me. So it's kind of a hand in hand. They go hand in hand.
Yes, they do. That's
not to mention the team of women that I am able to support in the business. Like, that has been life-changing in itself. I didn't really realize that was going to be part of it, but I have this wonderful opportunity to assist women in growing their own businesses. So what I'm doing for women, they're doing for women. I'm showing them how to do it. This is just rewarding and growing. And I'm not kidding you. We're going to be in every household, and it's just awesome. All of it.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely love the community you've created.
Oh, good.
For your team.
Yeah.
I don't engage in it, but I'm watching from the sidelines.
You're busy, girl.
I'm busy. I got my.
Busy.
Anyone knows?
You're busy helping me.
Anyone knows in the group entrepreneurs community, I have 4 chats running almost every day, roughly.
Yeah.
And I have a chat on Telegram for the women entrepreneurs.
And they're active
as well. And so I'm like,
they're
active. They're very active. And on top of that, my whole messenger is blowing up over here. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, Kari. I don't get in other group chats. I'm watching from the sidelines. I'm paying a little bit of attention. I'm just busy. So
it is what it is. I know. Well, that's a beauty. That's the beauty of, it's the beauty of entrepreneurship is you do get to create your days and your schedule, and you've got to try and test things. And if they don't work, you change it, you make it better, you pull back, whatever. And that is the beauty of everything I'm doing is I fit it all into the life I want for myself. I travel. I like to travel. I can coach from anywhere. I can help somebody doing what I'm doing from anywhere. And that's just the beauty of being self-employed and being an entrepreneur. So I'm a fan. Totally.
Yeah. Yes, me too. I like it because I have to work around kids right now. I have to work around a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, soon a 2 and a 4-year-old.
That's your season.
Lord help me. I'm about to, I have a 3-dager on hand. My daughter's sassy. My little 1-year-old right now is sassy. I'm going to have
I would love to say that changes, but I'm not so sure it changes. My daughter and I have been best friends forever. Like we're still.
It's never stopped. It hasn't stopped. I'm still sassy with my own mom. I've always been sassy.
I just don't think
my
it
sisters
stops.
are sassy. Yeah, but I'm like, the one thing I found out with kids is you really find out what you're doing that you don't realize, and they take it to a whole new level, or they don't take it to a whole new level, but they're at the level that you know. So this is the time for me to change things that I don't like. And so far, my kids have my sass. Like,
you've heard like where moms just say like, I can't wait for you to have kids and they'll be just like you or whatever. You're like, I don't understand that. And you're like, gosh, it's true.
Oh, it's true. It's very true. And you have no say in the matter. You don't. I wish you could. You don't have a say in the matter.
Yeah.
But we're working on it. My kids are awesome. They're really sweet. And luckily they've been going to bed at a decent time and stuff. And everything, but my kids are sassy.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And something I didn't say about mine too, I meant to say this, is my son is doing really amazing. He's fine. He had a moment, he got mentored to, and he got mentored to, he got witnessed to, and he came out of it knowing that he now just has his own story, and he can share his story with others, and he doesn't have to be unhappy about his past or his childhood or his divorced parents. He can just really realize that is his story, and he can probably help others with it. And but he's doing really good. I don't know if I always worry that like someone's like, oh my gosh, is your son okay? He's great. We're great. Everything's great. So yeah.
Good.
He's sassy too.
I'm glad to hear that. And your son's my age.
True. So we did talk about that, didn't we?
I get the sass. Me and him would probably have fun.
Probably.
Not in a bad way. Not meaning inappropriate or anything, but
no. I mean your age, it's fun. Yeah. Sassy, fun people.
Okay. We'll get off that topic now. Okay, what is your impossible goal for your business? Impossible, we mock the word.
So that's a good question. Oh my gosh, my impossible goal. So I don't think anything's impossible, but I do have goals. So I'll just say what my goals are with my business. But I do think, with my take it one step at a time, I think it's all going to come together. I definitely, I see my businesses growing in a big, beautiful way. I see retreats in my future for women. I've even had people asking me now, and so I know it's coming, so I'll mention it. Kind of throw out and see like if anybody would be interested.
You were talking about that.
Yeah, and so I've asked around, and people are like, "Oh, I would love," So I can see retreats coming, which for me just means I go from smaller scale to bigger scale on reaching out. I do one-on-one. If I can get into the group coaching, get into the retreats, maybe a couple times a year. I have a lake near us that we love. That's like my heaven on earth. I would love to have a lake house there and be able to host retreats throughout the year. That would be my impossible dream, I guess.
Awesome.
Part of a retirement dream, because you know, I'm at that retirement age, but I'm never going to stop doing what I'm doing. So
exactly.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
And
that's
I wouldn't
awesome.
mind. I mean, honestly, wouldn't mind like speaking. I thought being on stage would be scary. It's really not scary when I'm in my, when I'm in my vibe, in my zone. I got stuff to talk about. I'm going to talk about it, you know, give me a
Yeah,
microphone.
exactly. Some people are that way. Then you have me in the house that gets nervous on lives unless I'm with somebody. I'm like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say they're impossible. They're possible, but just continuously growing and working towards that vision I have for myself.
awesome.
Yeah. I don't have grandkids.
Awesome.
I don't have like, I have one grandson. I don't have like a ton of grandkids running around yet. So I could see that would be a pivot time. You know, when
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I want to get all this out and I want to share everything with the world in a way that I can keep sharing forever. But then I know I'm going to want to like be home with the family a lot. And I want like 7 dogs too. So that's going to change things. So
7?
yeah, I don't know why. I do.
Okay, you enjoy your 7 dogs.
That's my impossible dream.
Enjoy it. Enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. And that's the nice thing though about being an entrepreneur is again, you make your own time. Like you've said, so you can work as much as you want to. And maybe at one point you'll end up getting to the point you can almost sit on the side. You just have to make the big decisions in your business almost, but you almost have like a team of people that handle everything else.
Yeah.
So
I just want to love on people.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So where do you think you're seeing yourself at the end of the year?
At the end of this year?
Yes, the last remaining 3 months.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, okay. Things are going really good right now. I kind of like where everything's headed right now. It's at a really good pace considering the holiday seasons are coming and I have a lot of time off.
Yeah, I got to figure out what to do with this question now that we're almost at the end of the year. Maybe I should start seeing like, I need to change this question now. It's just that time.
Like
because
what's
this happened in the last Q&A too.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your goal for 2024?
Yeah. 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 So my for the end of this year, I'll just answer both. How's that? Because I like to chat.
There
so
you go.
so the end of this year, I have some stuff coming. I'm like, I've got some travel coming up. I have some travel coming up with Beauty Society. I have some coaching things in my, I've got some workshops that I'm doing. And so it's kind of already mapped out and I'm good with how everything is. I'm happy. It's going to be a fun, lighthearted, impactful, hopefully next few months. But the following year is definitely going to be just a bigger version of what I'm already doing, like more of it, get myself out there. Something that I also wanted to incorporate into a little bit more too is some local stuff. Everybody's back at work now, I hear COVID's coming back, but we're not going to talk about that. But just there's so many, the events are just happening everywhere. So I'm starting to do some local networking as well. And marketing my business as a coach locally as well. And I just want to share something. Like this was said, and it was really funny for those people that might be watching that are building a coaching business of any type or a business of any type. And they are also, or network marketing, or, we're all learning this stuff. I got this really cool piece of advice and it just really stuck with me. It was like, you can't build your coaching business as an influencer. Those are two totally different things. I think if you really want to create a very serious business, you've got to kind of take it off that influencer way of doing things. I think that the social media is so saturated with that too, that you start to get kind of lost in it. Like, what are you really doing? Are you a coach just like everybody else? Sure, I just saw 5 advertisements for the same thing. I'm not saying advertising doesn't work, and I'm not saying come off social media at all. And I'm not saying don't grow your business. Absolutely do all of that. But you have a business that you can grow the old school way too. my hair business was successful for over 20 years. I never handed out a business card unless it had their next appointment on the back of it. Like I never handed them out. It was word of mouth, but it was also local business. And I was booked exactly how I wanted to be booked. So it was really good for me to realize like, oh my gosh, I'm like, feel like sitting here, just sitting over here, I'm missing out on so much outside the world. And someone like me who likes to be out around people, like networking is a thing I need to do. And so networking on social is an absolute must. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm just saying, look at your business and think about how can you grow your business like a business, not an influencer over the coolest pen in town. Although I think we did a good job on this today.
Yeah, exactly.
We definitely did.
Pen was hilarious. That pen.
We do not receive any benefits for selling.
No, we did not. A single bit.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So. Nope, not a single bit. But if anyone wants those pens, I will also put those in the comments. Just let me know. If you guys want the pens, type pen down in the comments.
Type pens in comments, and one of us will send you the link. Yeah. It's so true.
Again, we do not receive any benefits from that. But I mean, they're really cute. They're really, really cute.
They're so cute.
And they have the phone thing on one side where
this is your stylus. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then you have the pen. I mean, it's simple, it's cute, it's motivational, and I love them.
Yep. Very inspirational.
I have to actually get me a new pack because my kids destroyed them. So I actually have to get me some new ones. So
I love it. That's so funny. That's so funny.
Yep. But okay. If you want those, type pens in the comments. And okay. So I will also be putting Kari's business link, her website, in the comments, and I will also be putting in her skincare affiliate link in the comments as well. If anyone is interested, definitely check that out. Kari's website will also be up in the description on Facebook or down in this description if it's on YouTube and stuff. So make sure you reach out to her. She is literally the happiest person I know. So she's not judgmental a single bit. She's really sweet. Don't be afraid. She does not bite.
I do not bite. I do not bite.
But,
no, I don't. Yeah.
But reach out to her. So
yeah, I would love it. Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, happy to help for sure.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add? I just wanted to make sure to let everyone know that before I forgot.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say you can find me on Instagram at The Happy Life Girl, or Facebook, which is karimiranda.coach. But yeah, karimiranda.com is my thing, and you'll post all that good stuff. But ask me anything. I've just, I'm a big open book. I have nothing to hide. I think talking is so important. I think sharing your vulnerabilities and things you've gone through in your life are so important to help others with. So I'm here. Yeah. I'm happy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for hopping on. And thank you anyone who's watching. Again, type pen in the comments if you want that. And definitely check out Kari. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Those pens are awesome. Now too. I think I'm getting low. I need to order some pens. I love it.
I know, right? It's hilarious. But yeah, I'll let us know that. But definitely check out what Kari does and reach out to her. Add her as a friend. Check out what she does, and you won't regret it at all. So thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful night. Remember to inspire, motivate, and uplift anyone you come around. And you all have a great night. Thank you.